CrossFit Lakeway. Here we go. Friday's warm up. So same thing, 5 minutes. I need you to get outside and warm up, get your heart rate up. So whether you're doing a fast walk, you're jogging, you're biking, or you're rowing, get 5 minutes of moving in. After that, you're gonna go ahead and do 3 rounds. So the first thing you're gonna do is a 30-second Ironman. So you're on your stomach, your hands down at your side, palms down, and then you're gonna arch up and you're gonna hold. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeezing the glutes, and arching your chest up. You're getting chest up, thighs up off the ground, you're holding here. 30 seconds. From there, you're then gonna go into a 30-second pillar hold. So hands under the shoulders, feet outside the shoulders, squeeze the butt cheeks, suck in the belly button, and hold for 30 seconds. Then you're gonna do a side plank for 30 seconds on the left and 30 seconds on the right. Stack the shoulders, so don't allow it to close. Make sure the hips are forward and in line with the shoulders and the heels. And then make sure the hips stay up, so don't let them sag. You can go hand up or hand on your hip. So that's the first round. On the second round, I'm gonna add in the hip drop. So you're here, and you're slowly lowering the hips to the ground, explode them up, return to neutral. Again, slowly lower the hips down, they tap, come up, return to neutral. Last round of your side plank, you're gonna do the starfish. Listen, if either of these two options are too hard for you, stick with the normal plank. And then the same thing, if you get to the hip drop and the starfish is too hard, just do another hip drop. So here's the starfish. On this one, what's gonna happen is you're still doing the hip drop. As you come up, you're gonna lift your top leg. The toes have to stay forward. So don't let them come up like this and then bring it back down. So here it is. There you go. That's your 30-second starfish. Okay, there's gonna be 2 more 30 seconds. A little bit of mobility here for the end of the week. And you're gonna get down at the bottom of your squat and you're gonna hold this for 40 seconds. Shifting your weight around, driving those knees over toes. If you need to hold on to something to get you down here, go ahead and do so. And then lastly, you're gonna get into the downward facing dog for 30 seconds. Focus on driving through your hands to push your hips back, your knees back, and try to get those heels towards the ground. So there you have it, a bunch of 30-second holds for 3 rounds. Have a great day. All right, now it's time to talk about your strength and then the WOD for today. So on the strength, you have 7 sets of a dumbbell floor press and 4 sets of a dumbbell bent over row. So how this is gonna work is you'll do your first 3 sets of the dumbbell floor press all on their own. Once you get into the last 4, you will superset it with the dumbbell bent over row. What the superset means is you're gonna do your bench press and then immediately go into the dumbbell bent over row without any kind of rest. All right, so let's talk about each one of those. On the floor press, so get your dumbbells. Today I've got my chili with bean dumbbells. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down flat on my back, rest my head on the ground, plant my feet down and get my heels towards my butt. I'm gonna have my dumbbells, my elbows will come down at a 45. Now, once I get going, I will never rest my elbows down at this position. So I'll drive up and then slowly lower down so I don't slam my elbows, tap the elbows, and drive right back up. This is your floor press, right here. The big thing to take away is when I come down, I want a vertical forearm angle. So I don't want coming in like this or going out too far. Most of you should naturally come down into this position, but just to reinforce that technique. There's your floor press. All right, we're in the dumbbell bent over row. So I need you to get into your deadlift position. It's the best way to describe it, right? If I had a barbell, this is essentially where I'm starting, and you can take your bent over row from here, again, pulling up towards that mid portion of that torso like we had talked about earlier this week. Elbows staying in nice and tight. Squeeze your lats, squeeze your shoulder blades together as you go through this motion, and then making sure you're tight through this midsection so that you're not putting pressure in the lower back. Some of you, like me, don't have dumbbells, right? So I can't do a floor press or a dumbbell bent row. but there are some alternatives. So on the floor press, you're supposed to do 15 reps. What you can do instead is find a wall, put your hands in a position that you would actually floor press, and for 15 seconds, I want you to push against that wall as hard as you can. And that'll be your strength. For the bent over row, what you can do is, I got this nice post here, so I'm gonna get a nice good athletic stance, and I'm gonna pull it in towards me. Think about squeezing my shoulder blades together as I pull. And this one, 15 seconds as well. So keep it real simple. 15 on the push, and then 15 trying to pull this in towards you, all right? There are some other things you could do, right? So you can do the floor, the press. If you have bands like I do, you could do the bent over row with the band. Same concept as with the dumbbell, right? So here I am. You're gonna need to grab low towards your foot, and then you're pulling, squeezing those lats, squeezing the shoulders together for your strength. All right. Do all those exercises before you go on to the next round. All right. So now the first thing is gonna be dumbbell curls, and all these will be max sets. You're gonna max out dumbbell curls. Go from neutral, and then you can rotate them so palms face towards the shoulders. All right? You want to minimize any kind of rocking like this as you're trying to come in, and then make sure those elbows stay pinched down at your sides. So max dumbbell curls. You can use a band if you've got it for your dumbbell curls. The next thing is going to be a diamond push-up. So what you're going to need to do is go ahead and make a diamond. Put it on the ground, keep your elbows brushed against your sides all the way down, all the way up. For some of you, this may hurt your wrist, specifically on the outside right here. So what you can do is go ahead and just open up your hands, maybe widen a little bit more, but don't go wider than your shoulders, all the way down, all the way up. If you can't do it there, you can go on your knees, or like I've shown earlier in the week, you can do an incline. You can do the diamond on the incline here, all the way down, all the way up to extension. All right, the next thing you have are skull crushers. So you've got your dumbbell. You're laying on the ground like you were doing the floor press, those feet are planted. Your elbows, your goal is to not allow your elbow to move as you go through the range of motion. So I'm going to go ahead and lower my dumbbell down towards my forehead. Notice my elbows stay pointing towards the sky, and then I get them back to extension, and I squeeze my triceps at the top. So super slow control, otherwise you will crush your skull, hence the name, and drive back. That skull crushers, there's really not too much you can do. If you've got a band again, you can loop it up over something. Uh-oh. Oh dear. He's got hops. Okay. And you can do some tricep extensions instead. So keep your elbows pinched towards your sides, and then you're driving these down to extension, squeezing that tricep at the end. All right, you have lateral raises next with your dumbbells. So here you go, you're gonna have two. And you're right here, about up to 90 degrees shoulder height, and then back down. Nice, slow, and controlled. Max reps there, and then you have front raises. So same thing, except going to the front. Lastly, well, let me cover the, you do the same thing with a band. All right, step on this. This might be too strong of a band for me. Oh yeah, way too strong. But just step on it, you get the idea. Here you go. There we go. All right, lateral raise, front raise. Okay, and then last but not least, you have the dumbbell bent over row. I'm sorry, that was what you did before. You have a dumbbell bench rear delt fly. So here you go, get into that deadlift position again. You're gonna wanna maintain a slight bend in the arm, And then you're gonna swing them back like you're trying to bring your shoulder blades together. So dumbbell bent over fly. Again, like me, if you don't have dumbbells, you can go ahead and grab a band and do banded pull aparts for these ones here. So when you're doing a banded pull apart, first of all, relax in here. Don't crunch up like this, so keep the shoulders down. And then from here, I'm pulling towards my chest where I would hit normally for a bench press. So that xiphoid process right here where your ribs meet, all right? So keep the shoulders relaxed up top, the traps, and pull to there. Squeeze, return to neutral. All right, that's all you got for today, the strength and the WOD. Have a great one.